Most people think wealth gets destroyed by one big mistake. A lost job, a medical bill, a divorce, a bad business move. And yeah, those things hurt, but a lot of wealth does not disappear all at once. It disappears in little leaks. A credit card balance, a loan you never got back, a house with no will, a retirement account you kept meaning to start. And for Black families, those leaks hit even harder. Not because we created the game, because we've had less room to make mistakes in it. And some of the habits hurting us most look completely normal. They look like love. They look like helping. They look like, I deserve this. Until one day you realize you made money, but never kept it. Habit number 1. Spending to look stable instead of building stability. This one is deep. Because a lot of people are not even trying to look rich, they are trying to look okay. Trying to look like life did not hit them. Trying to look like they made it. Trying to look like all that sacrifice meant something. So the clothes get nicer, the car gets upgraded, the phone gets replaced, the birthday gets bigger, the trip gets posted, the designer bag gets justified. And I get it. When you worked hard your whole life, you want to feel your progress. But there is a dangerous difference between enjoying your money and using your money to prove something. Because money spent on proof is money that cannot protect you later. A lot of people are carrying luxury on the outside and anxiety on the inside. That is not wealth. That is pressure dressed up nicely. And when you come from a community where success is so visible, where everybody notices when somebody finally gets a little something, the temptation gets stronger. You finally have a little extra. And instead of asking, how do I keep this? You ask, how do I show this? That question ruins people. Because wealth does not care how good something looks. Wealth cares what you own, what you keep, what grows, what protects you when life gets ugly. You do not need to look successful to become successful. Sometimes the strongest financial move is being underestimated. Habit number 2. Not knowing where your money is going. This habit looks boring. That's exactly why it's dangerous. A lot of people do not have a money problem first. They have an awareness problem. They're earning, they're paying bills, they're swiping, they're tapping, they're auto-paying, they're surviving. But they do not actually know where the money goes. And if you don't know where it goes, you cannot tell it where to go. That's when money starts acting like water in a cracked bucket. You fill it, it leaks. You fill it again, it leaks again. Then you start thinking you need more income. Sometimes you do need more income. But a lot of times, you first need more control. Because there are people making decent money and still living in confusion. Not because they're lazy, because nobody ever taught them to slow down and look. Look at subscriptions. Look at food spending. Look at little impulse buys. Look at how often convenience is eating the budget alive. Look at how much I work hard spending happens after a stressful week. Money loves silence. If you never check it, it will disappear quietly. That's why one of the most powerful things a beginner can do is simple. Track everything for 30 days. Not to judge yourself, to wake yourself up. Because once you see the pattern, you can change the pattern. Habit number 3. Using debt like it's a backup plan. This one is destroying people. Car breaks down? Put it on a card. Need groceries? Use the card. Need school clothes? Use the card. Need to travel for a funeral? Use the card. Then the balance sits. Interest starts growing. And now a temporary problem becomes a long-term drain. This is what happens when there's no emergency fund. Every emergency becomes expensive. And once debt becomes normal, people stop treating it like a warning sign. They start treating it like part of adult life. It is not. Debt is not just a bill. It is a thief. It steals future paychecks, it steals breathing room, It steals investing money. It steals peace in the house. And the saddest part is that many people are not going into debt for foolish reasons. They're going into debt because life is expensive and the cushion is too small. That's why even a small emergency fund matters. I'm not talking about some perfect number that sounds impressive. I'm talking about enough to stop every surprise from becoming a crisis. $500, $1,000, then 1 month of bills, then more. Because when you save for emergencies, you stop borrowing from your future to survive your present. That is a huge shift. Habit number 4, saying yes to everybody and no to your own future. This one is emotional because in a lot of Black families, money is never just money. It is responsibility, it is loyalty, it is love, it is guilt, it is memory, it is pain, it is we all we got. So when one person starts doing better, everybody feels it. And sometimes everybody reaches for it. A cousin needs help, a brother needs a loan, a parent needs support, a friend needs to hold something until Friday, a grown child keeps landing back at home. And before you know it, one person's progress becomes the family's emergency fund. Now listen carefully. Helping your people is not the problem. Helping without boundaries is the problem. Because too many people are delaying retirement, draining savings, and carrying private stress because they are afraid to disappoint others. But if your helping is constantly putting your own house at risk, that is not generosity anymore. That is self-neglect with good manners. You can love people and still say no. You can support people and still have rules. You can help once and refuse to become the plan forever. That matters, especially for older adults, because too many parents and grandparents spend years bailing out grown people, then reach retirement with not enough left for themselves. That is heartbreaking. After all those decades of work, the finish line should not feel like fear. So if this is you, hear me clearly. Protecting your future is not selfish. It is wise. And one of the kindest things you can do for a family is stop letting one person's lack of discipline become everybody else's burden.
Habit number 5, waiting too long to invest because you think you need to be rich first. This one keeps people stuck. A lot of folks think investing is for people who already have money, people in suits, people with trust funds, people who understand the stock market language, people who grew up hearing words like portfolio and compound interest at the dinner table. So they wait. They say, I'll invest when I make more. I'll start after I catch up. I'll do it when things calm down. And sometimes things never calm down. That's the trap. Because while you wait, time keeps moving. And time is one of the biggest wealth builders anybody gets, not just income, time. A lot of Black families have done a great job surviving, but survival alone does not build wealth. Ownership does, investing does, retirement contributions do, assets growing quietly in the background do. And no, you do not need to be perfect to start. You need to start. Start with the workplace retirement plan if you have one. Start with a match if your job offers it. Start with automatic investing. Start small if you must. But stop acting like investing is some luxury item you earn after every other part of life is solved. For most people, life never gets fully solved. You build while living. That's how it works.